So Google Analytics 4 is device agnostic. So one of the first thing I want to mention is you can actually send multiple data streams from your apps and from your website, which will be collected at a single source. Hey everyone, I have a news for you. Google is killing universal analytics. I know it was such an amazing software, and of course it has helped us, you and I, over the years, but I think it's time to move on to Google Analytics 4, which is going to be the norm in the next 1 year. So a lot of people have been asking me questions, Siddharth, how to implement it, how to go about it, whether we should do it right away or we should wait. I'm going to answer all of these questions in this series of videos. And before I jump into that, I would request you to follow us because it's going to be fun. Hey everyone, I'm Siddharth Dwivedi and you're listening to me on Excel Academy. In this video, we are going to discuss how Google Analytics 4 is different from Universal Analytics. It's been almost a decade since Google has made any changes to their web analytics software. And this time you can expect a major overhaul. But despite all the changes that you'll be seeing in the dashboard, we are going to focus on two fundamental shifts that are happening, which makes this software not just amazing, but also complex. And this is what we are going to discuss. So Google Analytics 4 is device agnostic. Now, before I jump into that, I want to recall what was happening in Universal Analytics. If you wanted to track websites, you had Universal Analytics. If you wanted to track something from mobile devices, you had Firebase. And if you wanted to track it on iOS, you had Firebase for iOS. Oh God, that was so difficult. So one of the first thing I want to mention is you can actually send multiple data streams from your apps and from your website, which will be collected at a single source. And this is what Google Analytics 4 allows you to do. So what is happening here is you are actually being able to track a user across the device. So this is what Google Analytics 4 allows you to do. But at the same time, you're getting data streams from mobile and websites, which gives you a better holistic overview of what is happening with your business. But what you track on mobile was very different from what you used to track on your website. So what was happening is on website, you could track session, you could track bounce rate, which didn't make much sense for apps. And that's why you needed a way to actually integrate the data from these multiple sources that you can see it in a single place. And that brings us to the second point. So Google Analytics 4 brings you a new data model. And the reason it is happening is when you're trying to unify data from multiple sources, your mobile devices as well as your websites, you needed a way to rethink the complete system. The way your website creates data is very different from the way your mobile is created. So your mobile has app views, your mobile has in-app events, which are completely and fundamentally different the way you track it on the website. So in this particular case, Google came in with something which can be standardized across the devices. And that brings us to events. And that's a very intelligent move actually, because an event can practically be anything. If you're trying to click somewhere, if you are watching a video, if you are just scrolling the page, if you are just going through a transaction. So event can be absolutely anything. And you can even make the events more contextualized by adding parameters, which Google Analytics 4 allows you to do so. This is also important because when you go in the IoT system, for instance, you are tracking data from your fridge, you can tracking data from your ACs, you can even track data from your point of sale systems. So in that particular case, you are just standardizing all the things that are happening across devices as events. And this makes the planning part of Google Analytics 4 extremely important. So yeah, here were the two differences. I know there are a lot more, and of course I'll be coming back to in the next series of videos. But if you feel there is any other fundamental difference that I need to focus on, you can write it down in the comments. So yeah, till next time. If you want to know more about Google Analytics 4 and marketing in general, you can follow me on LinkedIn.